Hello, we're at Intx in Chicago, and we have an opportunity to spend some time with Don Dolcinos to talk about the Internet of Things exhibit here at Intx. Don is the president of Smart Home and Away, and also is serving as a consultant with the National Cable Telecommunications Association in setting this whole exhibit up. So Don, we've come a long way. I mean, last year you had a little bit of a display going on, but it seems like there's a lot more interest now going beyond the initial smart home kinds of services to expand on what everybody's talking about as potential Internet of Things as a service.
Right.
What is your sense of how the uptake is and the interest in the industry?
Yeah, it like you said, it's moving fast. Last year we had a small array of devices that were interesting connected devices that were mostly in the home, kind of simple features. We have some of those this year as well, but the range and trend of this, the technology is migrating so quickly, more and more devices are connected. And so, dog collars, crock pots, lawn sprinklers, things you never thought of connecting before now can have the smarts and the memory and the connectivity to do things with. But that comes with its own set of challenges. Customers will buy one or two of these things, but then over time there are so many of these things, and each of them requires a customer installation and a launch of an application, and they need help making sense of it. So what's happened over the last year is, interestingly, is that a lot of these devices start to get into the landscape of what cable companies are already doing in terms of their home security platform. So most of the cable companies now have that platform, have a home security service that they offer to their customers, with alarm service, very high touch service. But that platform, once it's in there for security, can do a lot of other things. It can be an integration platform for a range of devices.
Have they in terms of the fundamental starting points with the security, are they putting in platforms that actually have that expandability, or do they have to kind of start over again when they want to go to that?
Well, they definitely do not have to start over. The platform itself is robust in terms of connectivity, in terms of integration of devices, and in terms of the user interface, on-screen kind of capabilities. What's harder is the growing number of those devices and where customers get them. So at some point, the cable company is not going to want to have to provide the full kit and manage a catalog of devices. And if the customer can go to a store, can go to a Target, go to a Lowe's and buy the device, but know that it's going to connect into that platform, that's what you want. And so you'll see as we're going around here, Comcast, for example, in their Xfinity Home product has a brand now called Works with Xfinity Home. So the customer can go buy that device at retail, but know that when they get it home and they plug it in, it's going to work with the Comcast system.
So there's a certain ecosystem consistency, interoperability that has to be in play, and then by labeling the devices as compatible with that particular ecosystem, then the consumer can safely buy it.
Yes.
In getting to that, then, is there any consistency that you're seeing in terms of the kind of all join or other sorts of platforms that are being adopted by cable operators, or is it all over the lot?
It's kind of converging now, and so it's interesting. You'll see, you mentioned AllJoint, for example. That's a consortium that's led by wireless technology providers, and so the connectivity piece there can be standardized, and that's a good thing. It's really common to a lot of different platforms. There's another that's on our booth here called the Open Interconnect Consortium, which starts to talk about some of the device features and functionalities, discovery, where is the device, can I have it show up on my screen, and that's getting some support now too. And then there will always be then that third layer, which is specific to a company and their service offering.
Well, let's take a look at some of the things you have on display here.
Hi, I'm Dave Brenner from Intel, and joining me today is Shamit Patel, also from Intel, and we're here on behalf of the Open Interconnect Consortium in the IoT zone at INTX 2015. We are a consortium that is trying to address the issue of how all these billions of IoT devices are going to actually be able to connect with each other and to create automation that actually works. Because at the end of the day, consumers and businesses alike are going to want to be able to choose their own devices and not have to be driven by a particular provider. So we need a method that these devices can connect, and more importantly, if you remember the days when you had all those remote controls in your home for your different AV devices, well, we don't want that same thing to happen again for all of our IoT devices. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Shamit, who will give you a quick demo of some IOC and IoT-enabled devices. Shamit?
All right, so let's see a quick demo of the whole thing. So I have one application, one Android application. I have an Intel Puma gateway, a Nest thermostat, a smart lock, and light bulbs from multiple manufacturers, all controlled using one application. So as you can see up on the top right-hand corner over here, with one press of the button, I can actually turn light bulbs on from different manufacturers simultaneously. I can control the brightness for all one of them, every single one of them. And we can even change colors for each one of these lights together. The second thing I want to show is Nest thermostat over here. It's kind of a little chilly. We're in Chicago, so we're going to turn up the temperature a little. So we're going to set it to maybe 75 degrees. And you'll see in a second, the temperature is going to be set to 75 degrees. And the last thing I want to show is a smart lock, and which I can actually, with a press of a button on my Android application, I can unlock the door. And the key here is to remember that it's one application controlling all of these devices from different vendors, all using IoTivity and Intel Puma gateway.
My name is Nader Hiddadeen. I'm part of the Cox Home Life Product Operations and Engineering team. So what we have here is the Cox Home Life products. It's the home security and home automation product. Some of the things that we offer with the home security and home automation product is a thermostat, lamp modules, which you can all access through your phone. So that's essentially what we have here. So I can demo one of the things here is for your lamp modules. You can turn it on and turn it off. You can also do that with your phone as well. And one of the new products that we have out here is our EVR product, Enhanced Video Recording. So that's the home surveillance product. Right now we're doing a employee trial, and it's a very intuitive product that does a 24/7 reporting. So right now we have 2 cameras streaming live feeds up to the cloud, and it's something that's very, very new and intuitive for the residential customers. So other than that, our product is pretty solid in the home, and it runs very, very well.
Hi, I'm Dave Widener with ARM. ARM is the leading semiconductor IP company in the world, and we're here today in the Internet of Things intersection to discuss and show our Mbed IoT device platform. The Mbed IoT device platform is focused on creating a platform for not only the semiconductors and the microprocessors, but also the connectivity that allows you to bring those devices to the internet and connect them across the world. From that perspective, we're creating an ecosystem of partners that not only address the semiconductors, but also address the radios, controls, connectivity, and then also brings it to ability to actually connect it to the internet and the devices that are going to be there. What we want to show today is the Mbed ecosystem in action, and we're going to bring one of our ecosystem partners in. I'm going to introduce Ed Hemphill from Wigwag.
Thank you, Dave. My name is Ed Hemphill, CEO of Wigwag. So Wigwag builds a platform that allows operators to build IoT applications. Some of what's going on in this demo right here, as you can see, we have different Z-Wave devices, outlets, different kinds of lights, and we also have some Zigbee light bulbs that are over here. We also have a 6-low-pan light bulb and other products that use universal plug-and-play. On top of that, of course, we have more modern platforms that are just coming out, such as Mbed. And so we have a coffee maker that's connected to the Mbed platform, and it's linking with Device.js so that the Mbed platform can also control other devices, such as legacy protocols like Zigbee or Z-Wave. So as an example application, we're going to show you an ARM application that was actually written that's working with the Wigwag platform to both deal with an Mbed device as well as some other devices, including a 6-low-pan and a Philips Hue light bulb. And so what happens is this is a blue espresso cartridge that we're going to drop into our Nespresso coffee maker. And you can see when we put it in, the application said, that's a Vivalto Lungo cartridge, and it also changed the light bulbs to blue. Okay, and so that's an example application, just a simple example application that's linking both traditional IoT devices that have been around a little while to more modern platforms like ARM's developing.
Absolutely. And from there, you could actually take this information and the data, and where this gets very interesting is suddenly we're actually tracking how much coffee you're using, and now you can imagine a world where you can take that information, turn it into commerce, make orders. You can actually have it where this coffee maker decides you've used up enough of the blue already. It won't have a display like this, but instead it'll make a purchase, maybe you make an order, and suddenly you get a repurchase of your coffee with nothing to do, and now you get the benefits of the IoT as you start looking at your real world examples.
Yeah, so as this application executes, that data can be streamed automatically to the cloud in order to be used in a big data application. And so the WigWag platform will help users do that. So we can go all the way from embed device connectivity, taking that information, pushing it all the way to the cloud where you can make a lot of business decisions on it.